Hello YouTube, it's Mr. Baldwin, back with another math video. Yeah, I'm excited too. Anyway, as you can see by the steps in front of you, we are going to be covering more fractions, but this time we're going to be talking about how to multiply fractions, whole numbers, and mixed numbers by other fractions. There are 8 steps for this process. So if you feel the need to copy them, please pause the video now so you can have them in your notebook or wherever. If not, let's begin. Step 1, divide a numerator and denominator by their GCF. GCF stands for greatest common factor. The only catch is you must make sure that these numbers are diagonal to each other. In other words, if there's a set of numbers on top of each other that are in the same fraction, do not use the GCF because it will make things much more difficult. Step 2, find the greatest common factor for the first set of diagonal numbers, then divide. So if I have the set of numbers like 4 and 8, what I'm going to do is realize that the greatest common factor is 4, and then after that, I'm going to divide both numbers by 4. Next, I'm going to do the same thing with the second set of diagonal numbers. So if I have another set of numbers, I'm going to find the greatest common factor for that and divide by that. Please be aware, you can have a situation where the greatest common factor is 1. If the greatest common factor is 1, then you don't change anything. Why do extra work when you don't have to? Step 4. Rewrite the problem. I cannot tell you how many kids get confused because they don't know which number is which and they don't know what they're supposed to multiply. Take the extra 15 seconds, rewrite the problem, and you should be good to go. Step 5, multiply the numerators straight across. The two numbers that are across from each other.
Looking for Trey Lewis, please send him to the lobby. He's going home.
Don't you just love those announcements? Multiply the numbers straight across. Same thing with the denominators. Multiply those numbers straight across, and you should have a brand new fraction. Or improper fraction. Whichever the case may be, make sure you follow step 7, which is simplify your answer. In some cases, you will get an improper fraction. You will have to change that to a mixed number. In some cases, you will get two numbers that are very large. You may have to simplify those fractions by finding the greatest common factor for those numbers. In some cases, you won't have to do anything. You will have to check the numbers on your own. Now that I've bored you for 3 minutes with an announcement, I will now scroll to my example board. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, we're high budget here. I've got all kinds of examples and sound effects too. So for example 1, we have 5/8 times 4/15. I'm looking at the two sets of diagonal numbers, 5 and 15. I know the greatest common factor for those two numbers is 5. For 8 and 14, which are the second set of diagonal numbers, I know the greatest common factor is 2. So what I did, as you can see, is I divided 5 and 15 by 5, and I got 1 and 3. I divided 8 and 14 by 2, and I got 4 and 7. I rewrote my problem, 1/4 times 7/3, and then just multiplied. 1 times 7 is 7, 4 times 3 is 12. I can't simplify that fraction anymore, so I know my answer is 7/12. Let's continue. Here we have an example of a whole number times a fraction. Same thing applies. The only difference is whenever I have a whole number, I have to put it over 1 to turn it into a fraction. So that's why the 8 is over the 1. The greatest common factor for 8 and 4 is 4. The greatest common factor for 3 and 1 is 1. That's important because if my greatest common factor is 1, then I don't need to do anything. I divide 8 and 4 by 4, and I get 2 and 1. 8 divided by 4 is 2. 4 divided by 4 is 1. After that, all I need to do is rewrite the problem and multiply. 2 times 3 equals 6. 1 times 1 equals 1. When I have 6 over 1, I know that's a whole number, so that's going to give me an answer of 6. And there I go. I'm done. Last example. Here we have a big one. Two mixed numbers. 2 3/4 times 3 1/2. Before I can do anything, I have to change those mixed numbers to fractions, which I did in the second step. So 2 3/4 becomes 11/4, and 3 1/2 becomes 7/2. So next, I have to find the greatest common factor. The greatest common factor of 11 and 2, which are the first set of diagonals, is 1, so I don't change anything. The greatest common factor of 4 and 7, which is the second set of diagonals, is 1, so I don't change anything. So I'm multiplying 11 times 7, which gives me 77, and 4 times 2, which gives me 8. After I do that, I know I have an improper fraction. So I have to change that improper fraction to a mixed number, which you can see I did the work for on the right. 77 divided by 8 equals 9 remainder 5. So I change that 9 remainder 5 to a mixed number of 9 5/8. As you can see, with each of the examples, I have taken my time, written things out, and made sure that I follow the process step by step. So I hope this little video helps you understand how to multiply fractions, whole numbers, and mixed numbers by other fractions. I will be taking the rest of the week off. No new videos till next week. So as always, stay safe, be well, and if you have any questions, drop him. Oh wait, I really forget to turn on those comments. But anyway, drop me a like and a subscribe. Take care and be well, everyone. Bye-bye.